What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Armchair Wrestling, ahead of the Royal Rumble. I'm your host, as always, top boy, number one booker, Alex Bennison. I am joined by lukewarm Jack Robshaw.
You all right?
And Mr. So-Called Uncensored KC.
Hey, how are you doing, pal?
You excited?
Yeah, love the Rumble. It's my favourite time of year. Fuck WrestleMania.
Yeah, this shit's all over WrestleMania. This is for 1 year because there's no crowd, but that might not be true. But
WrestleMania is still going to be like 14 hours long or something. This, even when Roman won it, I'm still okay with the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that is true. A shit Rumble is still pretty good. And I know that we can't do it in person this year, but seeing as we have organized, you can still have a few drinks with your mates and watch it. So it'll still be really fun. And it's more fun to do that than any other show.
Yeah, it's going to be more annoying, though, when someone streams just a bit ahead of you and you just hear someone go, yes! And then, what? Oh.
Al Snow's back! Al Snow's back!
He's a lovely gentleman. Don't disrespect Al Snow. Yeah, this is weird for our fans as well, because this is the second time that we've gone live this week. If you've missed it, go back on the Buzz's Facebook page, our Twitter, and the Buzz's YouTube to check out mine and Casey's interview with the Canadian Destroyer, Pete Williams.
Yeah, I did get to listen. Really good. Really enjoyed it.
What a nice guy.
And also, if you missed Thursday night, I was a special guest on Armchair Wrestling, running down the Rumble and giving our predictions. Speaking of Armchair, just about. He's excited to hear Jack's Rumble's picks, not mine in case it is.
You'll be less excited when you hear the categories.
Yeah. Because, WWE backstage has messed us up, haven't they? Because you can't do 1 and 2 and 30 anymore.
Tyler.
Not to worry, though. I never did anyway.
Yeah.
Tyler, hey guys, who do you want to be a surprise entrant for the Rumble?
Right, KC, is that in the sweepstake?
Of course it's in the sweepstake. Come on.
Well, we cannot answer that question yet, but we will.
You'll have to listen to the full episode or come back in about half an hour. But stick with the episode, I would suggest.
Good shout. But before we do get onto the Rumble, bit of news. Peacock has bought the rights to the WWE Network in USA. So us in England get to keep the actual network, whereas Peacock emerging, I think they're the same price as well. I think it's $9.99 over there, and you'll get WWE.
It's now $4.99. If you have adverts on Peacock, it's $9.99 if you don't have adverts. So it's a great deal for them, because even if there's only one show on Peacock that you want to watch, that's one more than you would have got on the network.
Yeah, I think it sounds like fantastic value. And I think one of the things that probably proves that point as well is certainly in the US, the Disney Plus bundle which I think that was $15.99 or $15 a month, in which you got Disney Plus, Discovery, and ESPN Plus, which I always thought was a good deal for me as a Leeds fan, because we were shown quite a lot on ESPN Plus at that point as well. With the Peacock network, you're going to have a lot to go at. You're probably not going to get the live sports that they have at the moment, I would say, for the most part on that, but their on-demand library will be pretty significant.
Yeah, it looks like a really, really great deal for WWE, because it's they reckon, they're not sure on the number, but over $1 billion for 5 years.
Yeah.
So they've got what is it? They're getting 200 and odd million a year for Raw, 208, say 300. In fact, no, it was like 400 million a year for SmackDown, wasn't it?
No, it was 200 million a year for SmackDown, because that was $1 billion deal over 5 years. Raw is a bit under that, I believe.
Yeah.
And
then this is going to be another just over $200 million a year.
And
so we thought they were lazy already. Oh, just wait.
But Jack, you're also forgetting, and I need Alex to say this. What do they get from Saudi Arabia, Alex?
Blood money.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, the blood money must be absolute pish in comparison to the TV money, to be fair.
Josh, I've already heard Alex's picks, so I guess I'm excited for Casey's too.
You should.
Thanks.
Yeah, stick around, Tyler. You'll hear our surprise entrance.
Either that, or he's going off for half an hour.
I love how by the way, how we get to cheat a bit of the sweepstake here because it means we get to go first before his mates get to go.
Well, listen, people had an opportunity to join in, and some of them decided to watch the Scum game. That's not my problem.
Yeah, just have it on in the background like I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
So, we'll run down the card as it is. I'm going to say at the moment, because with the way they're doing this, backstage hasn't happened. We don't know who's entering 30 in the Women's Rumble. It's between Tamina and Natalya. In fact, actually, what's your prediction for that? Tamina or Natalya to be number 30?
Oh, big who cares?
You've got to get on the Tamina train for that one. Tamina only comes back for big things.
Murder.
She came back towards Mania to be in a women's title match. The previous time she came back was for the women's tag title. She wouldn't come back unless she was winning.
God help me.
Do you think she was like Hulk Hogan or something?
Well, no, I won't say that.
No.
Yeah, I actually do think Tamina's winning it and is entering 30.
I am hoping that neither of them enters 30, but we'll come to that.
Yeah.
To be honest with Tamina, you could have started that sentence as, I hope she doesn't enter. I know it's a short list of the women's entrants, and we had this issue last year, but I think I'd still rather not have Tamina at all.
Yeah. Just think last year's list, and this year there's a travel ban.
Well, they have managed to get... Last year, it was like 8 people they announced.
Yeah.
That's Goldust for surprise entrant.
I wouldn't get your hopes up.
I can't see that one happening for contractual reasons.
They did fake Diesel. They did fake Razor.
Fake Goldust.
Fake Dust.
Yeah, but they can't even have Jim Ross to go, oh, shut up, we own the copyrights. Because he can't be there now either.
Fake Jim Ross.
Hang on. Are you saying Oklahoma return confirmed?
Right. Oh, God.
So we'll start with the match that I think will be on the pre-show. Asuka and Charlotte versus Nia and Shayna for the women's tag team titles.
Ooh. Pre-show Charlotte.
That won't be on the pre-show. Charlotte's not wrestling on the pre-show.
Yeah, but looking at the 6 matches that are confirmed here, unless backstage they announce some pre-show matches.
Looking at that card, I don't think any of them are on the pre-show.
I
think they'll add one.
I'm saying now
7 because there's Lashley and Riddle as well.
I'm saying
has that been announced?
Oh.
Did it not take place on Raw, and was it not confirmed that Bobby Lashley will face Matt Riddle for the US title?
I know that they're going to do the match, but I don't know if it's at the Rumble or not.
Who's this Matt fella?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Riddle.
Yeah,
thank you. I'm assuming, and not that I expect to see their name on the list of entrants, but I assume Lucha House Party will be available for roughly 10 minutes before the Royal Rumble event starts.
Yeah, they will add some sort of nothing match to the pre-show, I think.
Yeah. Asuka and Charlotte versus Nia and Shayna for the tag titles.
I reckon... I don't think either one of these teams should have the tag belts.
Like, say what you want about random tag teams when they put Nia and Shayna together. At least when they won the belts, they were having feuds together. Asuka and Charlotte have just been off doing their own thing while holding these belts. Just like, all right, yeah, well, I'll see you at the Rumble, I suppose.
Yeah. And then the random non-title match on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think that they can't really keep them on Asuka and Charlotte because they're not doing out with them. So I think that they will put them back on Nia and Shayna. But I don't know what they're going to do. But whoever wins this should probably lose it to someone else quite quickly. Ideally, depending, how long will it be until the final of the Women's Dusty Tag Team Classic?
Oh, like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, they can lose to whoever wins that.
Yeah, lose it fast lane.
Yeah.
Couple more comments. Jack, great southern accent.
Don't patronise me.
Son of a bitch.
Kit, who you got, Casey?
I'm gonna go with Shayna and Nia to regain the tag team titles. Because honestly, why would you have Asuka and Charlotte, just the two biggest names in the division on Raw, put them in a tag team? Like, no, you need those two off doing separate things unless they are having a feud with each other.
Yeah. I wonder if I've just seen a comment down there from Josh DeBord just saying Lacey Evans interference. I could see there being something like that. You know, Lacey and Rick come out, distract Charlotte. Somehow Asuka is still the one that takes the pin.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Ric Flair's getting the old Alan Wilson treatment.
I've never heard anyone call him Alan.
How very formal of you.
No,
all right.
The difference is, of course, unlike Al Wilson, Ric Flair is apparently immortal because he keeps nearly dying and just comes back.
Lacey's in for a hell of a wedding night. Well, she's already married.
Married with a kid, and, you know, is this the least respect they've ever treated a veteran with? They treat Sergeant Slaughter with more respect than this, and he's a pretend one.
Yeah, no.
The other two lads from the Forgotten Sons.
Oh,
Jackson Riker was a racist, and those two seem to have got dropped. Sorry, no, he's not a racist. That's a lie. I don't know he's a racist. I can infer from his tweets. He's a bad guy, and the other two got dropped.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the actual worst, come to think of it, is that one that Rusev super kicked that time. Obviously, was an actor. That was an actor, but they did do it. And you know what else? It was great.
I think we all know the obvious answer here is The Miz and his treatment.
Oh yeah, of course. Major combat veteran, The Miz. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he looks so good in the Marine.
And yet, disgraced veteran Randy Orton.
Never happened. Don't know what you're on about.
Yeah. Did you say who you've got, Alex?
I have Nia and Shayna to take the belts back with Lacey interference.
Yeah, clean sweep. Fair enough.
Yeah. But before we go on, we forgot to do a bit of a promo beforehand. And speaking of disrespect, one thing that you should not disrespect is your balls.
My balls?
So I'm going to run a quick little promo video for Manscaped, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you how to get 20% off and free delivery. coming up to Valentine's Day. You know what that means?
You know what that means? You can get turned down in a whole new, more depressing way.
You might get turned down, but your balls will be super smooth.
Yeah, turned down virtually this time. Yeah, go over to manscaped.com and use code BUDS2020 for 20% off and free delivery. You won't regret it, and neither will your balls.
It's been a lot of balls talk.
Yeah, cat apparently now. That cat is badass, which I'm guessing is Jack.
If my cat did show up, I didn't notice.
I was going to say, I never saw Mars wander past, but...
Apparently he's a better host than me, though.
Well, it's I can't really argue with that, to be fair.
Neither of us skipped a beat in piling on you, then.
Yeah, no, fuck off.
Heel turn, we're spinning off. We're going to have our own podcast. Oh, wait, hang on.
With blackjack and hookers.
Fucking Godfather. So, SmackDown Women's Championship. Sasha Banks versus Carmella. Who've we got?
For the love of God, please not Carmella.
You see, I don't mind Carmella, but she shouldn't be beating Sasha here. Like, absolutely not.
No,
I'm definitely taking Sasha for this one.
Yeah, same.
Clean sweep. Right, moving on. How excited? How can you feel it bubbling underneath your skin? I bet you want to burst with excitement because it's Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg.
Look, I am sticking with what I've thought the entire way here, but there seems to be a lot of people thinking there's going to be a title change here. I can't say they can't do it again. They just can't. And I think them saying, every time Goldberg's come back to challenge for the title, he's won it. I think them saying that was the clincher for me. That no, they're not doing it.
Yeah, every time he's come back to challenge for the title, he's won. But then every time he's defended it, he's dropped it.
Yeah, well, it's because the modern locker rooms are so soft, you see.
Is he the male equivalent of Sasha Banks?
Yeah,
gets the belt, first defense, drops it.
Yeah, see, he didn't win it on SmackDown or Raw.
Why? Are you thinking that Bill Goldberg bangs his head on a locker by going like?
What an image!
I wouldn't be able to do that well anyway, but it's really hard when you sat down.
Yeah.
It's led with the hips. It looks like alien bursting out from us.
I was going to say, from us, it looks like a gammy version of someone trying to do breaststroke, but and I do mean in the swimming sense.
You doing that has upset Josh so much.
Hey, we are still. Oh no, sorry, we were talking about Goldberg and Drew. Yeah, I really hope they don't put it on Goldberg. I don't know if they've ever heard of the law of diminishing returns, but that is what Goldberg.
I can tell you for certain they have not.
Yeah, having watched the Legends Night 2, Not So Electric Boogaloo. Yes, that's true. They've never heard of that. It's got to be Drew. You can't have him drop the belt now to pick it up again when you're 2 months out from WrestleMania.
I did my predictions on RSH, and I said that I think I pictured Drew to win, and the more I thought about it, the more it's telling me Goldberg's winning this. And I really hope it's not. And you know what? It wouldn't even surprise me if Lesnar comes back, interferes, and we get Lesnar, Goldberg, McIntyre at Mania.
God, that'd be a hard night's work for Drew. Take a bump, 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 Claymore, win.
Hang on, you did miss out the part in a multi-man match where Brock Lesnar goes through the announcer's table and sits out for 5 minutes before coming back and killing people.
Fair point.
Yeah. The only logic I can see to it is if they feel confident that there will be fans in attendance for WrestleMania.
Which there will be unless something goes really wrong. Because they've had it for the NFL a few, a decent percentage of the way through, so I can't say they're not being...
But at the same time, like, it's going to be a limited number. Shot, like, they're not going to pack out...
No, how big's the stadium?
I have no idea.
I'm sure they said something like 25,000 socially distanced fans.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not sure on the number of how many the stadium can hold.
But it's going to look weird having 25,000 socially distanced.
You won't get the response that you want for Drew lifting the title for a third time in less than a year.
Yeah, 25. Just about saying 25,000. I've just checked. It's 67,000 is the stadium. Just about. 66. Sorry, but there'll also be some floor space.
Yeah,
because it's wrestling. So 25,000 when with floor space, I bet packed out you'd get 75. Third full. That sounds about right.
With 25,000 fans, that one fan that does cheer for Goldberg's really going to stand out.
It's going to be
you won't hear him. He'll get lost.
It's going to be amazing when it's still that same prick in the green shirt in the front row. And the ghoul. In fact, I'd almost like to see him. I'd actually be all right with them, so long as it's not that twat in the Everton shirt that used to be in the front row for every NXT show.
Oh, do you remember watching WWE Experience, and whenever someone went to take like a headshot with a chair or someone bladed or something like that, and they'd show that guy with the Darth Maul mask for 9 years straight on Sky Sports? Why is he always there?
I always wanted that once the streak had been broken, I wanted it to cut back to that guy every time someone's getting hit with a chair. Just I know they kind of want to give Drew his like real coronation in front of a crowd, but even then it's just not going to be as good.
It won't be as good, but it'll be better than nothing. And I think that 25,000 fans will be making a lot more noise than you're thinking. Think how much...
Is it open air?
Yeah, but so's Daly's place.
That's got a roof over it.
Yeah, but that with 1,000 fans sounded amazing compared to no fans.
Yeah. I'm very skeptical. It's WrestleMania. I won't be happy for it anyway.
I'd have preferred fans at the Rumble than at Mania.
Oh yeah, if they could only have, I think that they really, really did try and get fans at the Rumble. They just couldn't get it to happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with my original pick and pick Drew. So I'm guessing that's me and Casey, Drew, you, Goldberg.
No, I'm staying Drew. I am staying Drew. I'm scared.
I'm scared. I'm going to lose my job.
Now, last time, like when he beat The Fiend, by the end, like I think I did pick The Fiend, but I was saying, but can't you just see it on the billboard? Goldberg reigns WrestleMania, and I almost talked myself into it. This time, if it wasn't for last year, this year I would think Goldberg was winning. But because they've already done it once, I don't think they'll do it again.
No. So moving on. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the Universal title in a last man standing match.
This will be a short conversation.
Yeah, I have Adam Pearce.
No. I assume, again, not to put words in Jack's mouth, but I assume Jack, his thinking is Roman will win, but God, I wish it was Kevin Owens.
Yep, I want Kevin Owens to win. I will be cheering on Kevin Owens. I think the match will be excellent, but Roman's winning.
Oh
yeah,
the only small chance is if they had something. The only small chance is if The Rock is doing WrestleMania. And they're not, and he's not, because why would he do it this year? So it's not happening.
Well, it's been confirmed that Cena and who was the other one? I think Cena and Lesnar are the two that have been confirmed will be appearing on one of the nights of WrestleMania.
Yeah,
is it 2 nights again?
Yes, it's 2 nights.
Oh, fuck.
Two nights with fans.
2 nights is way better.
No, one 3-hour show would be the best. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but 2.
You know what? WrestleMania 3.5.
2 3.5 hour shows is better than 1 7-hour show.
Josh doing all our research here.
You say these things to me, and I don't like either of those choices.
Yeah, but they'll sort something with Lesnar.
Yeah.
To be honest, I could see him being back quite soon.
So we all got Reigns to win this then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Women's Rumble. Now, we know between which two is going to be number 30. But who do we think? If that's actually KC, your sweepstakes, have you picked? Is one of the options who's going to win?
No, of course it's not. That would be far too easy.
That's not a sweepstake.
Right, okay. So, who do we have winning?
This is a sweepstake.
Who do we have winning?
Well, I've got the list here. So, confirmed to be in, we have Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Tamina, and Natalia.
All 13 of those 30 entrants.
As Casey was saying earlier, I think that's 5 more than last year.
I can't wait for Tori Wilson to come back again.
Nah, the real one. Holla.
Teddy Long.
I mean, I did see an article earlier saying why Layla won't return to the WWE, so I don't think she's coming back.
Well, that's one of my picks.
Of all the people on that list, Charlotte is probably the obvious one to win it every year for the rest of her career. But the one I would love to see win it will be Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
Well, I have been saying the whole time Bianca Belair, and that's who my money's on. But me and Casey have gone for the same thing every time, so I just refuse to pick. we have gone the same on every match, so I'm not going for Bianca Belair. Although I'm perfectly good with that because I think I'll get about 90 quid if she does. So I'm going to go for the other person who I had some money on, Rhea Ripley, because I think
great spoilers, yeah.
And I don't think that they're. Would she count as a?
She counts as an entrance.
Damn it, Jack!
Yeah. Basically, I think that one of the reasons that I think that the women's tag titles are changing is because I think somehow the belt gets back onto Charlotte before Mania, and Rhea beats Charlotte for the belt to undo the massive fuck up they did last year.
Sounds
and then
right.
Charlotte can beat her again.
I'm not using Jack's logic of having the same picks as Casey. I'm going Bianca Belair as well. They've just made her look. She probably is the strongest booked women's wrestler currently on the roster, like in the run up to Royal Rumble.
I quite like the segment they did with her and Bayley. Not this week, the week before, when they did the obstacle course.
Yeah,
because one, like, if you've ever spent any time watching the NXT Combine when they've done that, it's the women's division all fairly close. Jessica Carr's also in there as well, and then Bianca Belair just destroying them at jumping, running, throwing, and pretty much anything else that's vaguely related to athletics.
Yeah,
I'd love to have seen a fully legit version of that just to see how far ahead. Or how close Bayley could be, but I do think Bianca's smashing that either way.
Yeah, well, just picking up Otis like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otis couldn't climb a ladder for Money in the Bank.
Now, I will, because when I first saw that segment, and because the whole thing was going to be to pick up Chad Gable, and I was like, as I've said many times, that man's an Olympian. Why is he here? But I did like the switch out to Otis for that, because you're like, holy shit! Like, I know she's like, you can tell just how built Bianca is anyway. But fair play, he's a big lad.
Yeah.
I just say, I will say is
nice. He's just gone.
And he is gone.
Fully gone. You know what? It looks like he clicked something. I think he probably crossed off the wrong tab.
Yeah.
You fucking moron.
We did click the wrong tab.
Yeah. What I would say, also, Otis Dozovic nearly was an Olympian.
Yeah.
Like he got very, very close to getting picked for the 2018 Olympics.
Yeah. Just following WWE logic though, you know, like the whole time either Bray Wyatt in his original incarnation or The Fiend have gone after the belt, and you've been like, this is not the character to do that with. I present to you Alexa Bliss in this Royal Rumble. I was like, this character does not need the women's title belt. Or does she?
By the way, just while you're on the subject, that segment on Raw, obviously, you've got Alexa Bliss, then Alexa Bliss crying in her old sparkly stuff, and then Fiend Bliss. Now, this is something that I haven't really heard anyone mention for some reason. I know that Randy Orton is a lot bigger than her, and I know that the RKO is a very strong move in kayfabe. How come she can no-sell every single one of Asuka's moves, but an RKO murders her? Complete murder.
You've got to make Randy look strong, though, haven't you?
Because it only takes one RKO to get to Viperville.
Yeah.
No enhancement needed.
Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, there you go. There's your cringe moment.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. The no enhancement needed bit was all right because it was timely, but the one RKO's against a Viperville, fuck off. It only takes one disappearance to get charged with going AWOL.
Dishonorably discharged. It's the best he could have hoped for.
This man's a 14-time world champion.
Dishonorable discharge for desertion. That's for real 3D.
Fucking hell. We won't run through any predictions of people who we think might be a surprise entrant other than Jack picking Rhea Ripley for his winner. We'll do all those in the sweepstakes. That will be the last thing that we do before, because we'll be doing the giveaway.
It'll be the last thing I ever do.
Before we pick our winners for the men's Royal Rumble, there's 18 men actually confirmed for this one. And I did have.
I've got it here.
Good.
I didn't close this tab, so you're fine. So we have Daniel Bryan, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Otis, The Miz, Jey Uso, Cesaro, Jeff Hardy, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Shinsuke Nakamura, Big E, John Morrison, Sheamus, Mustafa Ali, Edge, King Corbin, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, and Braun.
Oh, God.
Oh,
that Braun return was shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 19 now. Yeah, oh my God. SmackDown was basically one match that just got changed multiple times.
Well, it was one of them. Obviously, I was working early today, so I would have actually had time to watch SmackDown before this podcast. But while I was at work, I listened to the Fightful post show, and they only talked about it for like 15 minutes and just said it's not worth your time. Don't bother. So I didn't bother.
Yeah, you know what?
I just watched a couple of YouTube clips to get caught up, and that was that.
How many times have they done this now, though, where they've built Braun up of and been like, look at him, he's an absolute monster. He can tear through the full entire men's division, and then he gets like eliminated 9th in the Rumble.
Yeah, but how is someone going to eliminate the Big Show?
I was going to say, how does someone eliminate Braun Strowman? King Kong Bundy.
I don't think anyone seeing Braun Strowman come back on SmackDown went, yeah, he's my pick to win.
Lulling you into a false sense of security.
Well, they actually do have a win.
Honestly, I know I've done it quite a few times tonight, but I do feel there's like Vince McMahon at the head of the writer's room table, and the amount of times he goes, that's what they want you to think, though.
Hey, pal.
You don't like what you think you like.
Charlotte should win everything. That's some good shit.
I'll start with who. Well, actually, I picked one person on RSH, but I think everyone has picked this person to win. So I'm going to go with my outside option, which is AJ Styles.
Interesting.
I would love to see AJ win the Rumble.
Yeah.
I think AJ, and with his appearance on SmackDown, I think AJ versus Reigns at Mania could be quite good.
I can't remember if I've had any other matches since. I remember they had that I don't know if it was technically down as a street fight or whatever it was, but it went all over the place, and they had like it was a TLC match. It was down as but I remember that being really, really good. I can't remember if I've had any other matches since, but I remember that being very good.
Yeah, and I also can see a big spot where AJ gets thrown out and almost catches him.
Oh, they'll do that spot for absolutely for certain. They will do that spot.
Be great if he just sat on his shoulders.
Almost catches Kofi.
Well,
Kofi's not in it.
Well, they've said many times Kofi isn't in it because he's got a broken jaw, which means I would go as far as to say he's probably not in it.
Yeah,
but it's not for certain because it never is. Even if he'd posted a picture on Instagram of his jaw wired shut, I'd still say, nah, you never know.
I'm sure you could wrestle a match still just like, oh
yeah,
come on.
Well, I mean, if oh God, what's his name? If Gary Wackett can play in the World Cup.
Jesus.
That was a deep Mike Bassett cut right there.
Right, JC, who have you got winning?
I'm pretty sure when we did our end of year awards, I think I had Bobby Lashley down as my pick to win this, and I'm going to stick with Bobby Lashley.
That is great.
Just push the man. I know he's a champ now, but just fucking throw him all the way. He's brilliant.
I have to say that I think that the reason that he is protected so much at the minute is I really do think they might do Lashley and Lesnar at Mania.
I'd love to see the US
title.
Probably not. They'll get the belt away.
I imagine Brock would look at that and just go, fuck that. There you go.
Yeah, like that fucking video of him coming backstage after Mania and just lobbing the title at Vince. Fuck off. What a pittance.
I was going to say it's more like when he lobbed that car door and hit someone.
Yeah, I do think there's a chance of that.
What, I'm lobbing another car door?
Yeah.
Paul Heyman.
Right, now that neither of you have said him, I am going to have to say Daniel Bryan. Because it just makes all the sense in the world. They had him set up for a title match with Reigns and they put it off. And then he was going to be the title match at the Rumble by what you heard everywhere. And they put that off as well. The only reason to do that twice is to, put it off for Mania. And you'd say, well, in that case, if he's winning the Rumble, why has he lost clean twice to mid-carders in the past few weeks? Because WWE, that's why.
My prediction is he is announced as number 1 tonight on Backstage.
Even if he is, I'd still fancy him to win because of people that seem like the sort to win it from number 1. He's one of them. And I'm sure that they'd quite like to be able to say 2 names instead of going, 2 people have won it from number 1, and one of them was Shawn Michaels. Him and Stephen Richards.
Oh, I'd love it if they just dumped Stephen Richards over the top of Benoit. Oh, it'd be wonderful. White Sox himself.
Yeah.
I will say, the way you started your reasoning for Daniel Bryan winning with, it just makes sense. It really doesn't fit in with WWE booking style of, it makes sense.
Yeah. But like, if there was like, there's a few that I think could, but the closer we've got to it, like a few months ago, I thought it was either Big E or Keith Lee, but I can't look past Bryan now.
I was going to say Keith Lee's not even announced.
Yeah.
I assume he's in it, but it's not announced.
Wow. I can say this because honestly, trust me, I work in the gambling industry. This far away, the odds aren't spoilers. The smart money comes in about 10 p.m. UK time of the night of the show. Edge has gone into 2-1. He's like just behind Daniel Bryan. I think that means that as soon as he got announced, he got put in short and everyone's backed him.
Probably. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. And luckily, I'm not working tomorrow, so I won't get spoiled at work.
No.
I save a load of money coming in.
So the reason why all these live viewers are actually here, the free giveaway will be right on after this commercial break.
I thought it was a sweet steak.
War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them I'm ready, any opponent. The crown heavy and every minute is chosen. A path only fit for kings, and you don't know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you ain't got a chance at the top 10 when you getting clamped all night by your locksmith. On the block throwing lobs to my top bigs. I'm a chef, no look, what's the top dish? Tie game, through the pressure as the clock ticks. Crossover, step back, hit a shot, swish. Tell them that's what we ready for. Tell them that's what we ready for. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. This is how champions are made, but it never happens in a day. It's all hard work, but it's why what happens when we play 9 out of 10 times I left you.
Who said Lucasade?
Lucasade.
I heard Lucasade.
Yeah, that is all the live content that takes place on the Buzz. Make sure that you follow them on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube at WTB.com. But everyone is here for one thing and one thing only. The live giveaway. Because everybody wants a free Armchair Wrestling hoodie.
Why
did you have to read that from a script?
Why did you pause there? Do you not know the name of your own show?
No, I was purposely retweeting after saying the giveaway is taking place now, and every time I pressed the send button, it just wasn't working.
Oh,
but yeah, to win a fantastic Armchair Wrestling hoodie. This is the only one that exists as of right now.
But there will be a second one.
There will be a second one, and we're doing it Rumble style. You're the last one left in this fantastic.
Oh, fuck. Does that mean we've got to give it to Charlotte?
Christ.
If you are the last one that is left in this fantastic spinning wheel, you.
I love this. Let's go.
You have won yourself an Armchair Wrestling hoodie. like a TNA booked Rumble, instead of 30 people, there's 31. So we'll give the names a bit of a shuffle and we'll see who the first person eliminated from this is.
You can tell it's a bit small. I'm leaning into this. I'm all for it now.
Jim Hayes, you're eliminated.
Jim Hayes.
To some fanfare.
So we're down to 30. Oh, Brandon Wilkinson.
Brandon Wilkinson is gone. God, these jobbers here getting thrown out straight away. It's not really Royal Rumble style. It's more just a standard Battle Royal because everyone's in the ring.
Carl has gone. Oh, I can feel the disappointment. You know what? I can't even see the number of people that are watching live, but I'm sure it's dropping number by number now.
One by one. That's a hell of a name, is Big John Liverpool. Sounds like an Osmond song.
John's daddy.
Big John Liverpool's daddy's gone.
Well, I am sure that must be Jurgen Klopp.
Lou has been eliminated.
Oh, poor Mr. Albano. He'll be missed around these parts.
Chuck from RSH.
Chuck. Not Chuck.
No more.
I'd say no nepotism here, but there's still a couple of other people that we know, so we'd better hang on.
Aunt Laurie has been eliminated.
Is that your Aunt Laurie?
No. Lewis Paul's been eliminated. That's what you get for being ginger.
You see, we're in the mid-card bit now. I wonder, we'll find someone who's going to clear everyone out of the ring now. These are all being thrown out by Kane.
Yeah. Nah, these you say Kane, this is now Roman racking up his total.
Jake's been eliminated.
Son of Mark.
Yeah, that's a hell of a reference for a wrestling podcast, mate.
Yvonne from RSH.
Another RSH member's gone. It's like when someone comes in and starts getting rid of the Wyatt family or something.
We need to chuck them all out. We need to turn it into some sort of real rivalry. Pretend that we hate them or something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking Yvonne for the Wednesday night championship tomorrow night, with our predictions. So it's the first thing of two that she's gonna lose.
Are you giving out more predictions?
Right, Thursday. Then BXN has been eliminated. You can tell which ones had proper names and which one I had to just use the Twitter for. Yeah. Nails and NY has been eliminated.
Nails. Jesus.
Just the Nails quote of in court. Do you have anything against Vince McMahon? No. Do you hate Vince McMahon? Yes.
Yes. That's the best kind of. That is the best kind of. Is it zebra or zebra over here? I'm confused.
We're zebra. They're zebra.
Nick Zane been eliminated. Okay.
To be honest, I'm just waiting till Triple H ends up winning this.
Not Paul.
Not Paul. Paul. I don't have to lean in so close now to see this.
Wee Westy has been eliminated. Wait, let me have a count. 2, 4, 6, 8.
By the way, we've
got 13 left.
We've had a message off Archie Spagnuolo that says, if Josh DeBoard wins this, I'm the first to say it was fixed. # armchair scandal.
Brad's gone. Get out of here, Brad.
Brad's gone. Then you've got to say that's an upset.
Salres 77 has been eliminated.
I'm worried about that Sarah. She's been hanging in here for a while now.
Yeah, basically, because she's pregnant, everyone's scared to throw over the top rope.
Tyler Peters has been eliminated. Thought he was going to get the win due to the,
Tyler Peters has been eliminated.
Jed has been eliminated.
Well, I assume
Jed.
Ged.
It's actually short for Gado. It's actually short for Gado. He's a massive fan.
Sweet Chin Wag Wrestling, who we will be appearing on their podcast in February, back end of February, doing our Jericho retrospective, has been eliminated.
I do like that as a name.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6. So down to his final 8. The Work Left podcast has been eliminated.
At least it's left.
Oh, Josh the Board has been eliminated.
He's out of here.
The favourite has been eliminated.
Alex Benison's running to distract him has paid off.
Oh,
Matty Watson's gone.
Alex was hoping he'd stay in so he didn't have to pay for postage.
Yeah, because he lives near.
5 left.
Oh, Podfather's gone. Well, that's the
Or
final 4.
Pod fart her, as Matt says.
Oh, SCW Steve has gone.
All right, I'm now officially scared that my fiance is going to win.
Because you know what she needs is another hoodie.
Yeah, because she nicks all of mine. So if she had one of her own,
we're down to his final 3.
This wasn't fair to Daryl. This wasn't fair.
We're gonna do like. Do you remember playing
Sorry, are you gonna throw to an advert now? Are you?
You know the 2K games where they do that fucking stupid little animation. They all stand up in the corner, point at the Mania sign. Oh, Daryl!
Oh,
Daryl! There's 2 left.
Oh God, it's gonna be Sarah. Ooh. God, it's red versus blue. It's like November all over again.
Sarah's won.
Oh God. You thought Josh the Board potentially winning looked dodgy. This looks even fucking worse.
Oh well, he's completely. Oh fuck's sake!
See, you've made a run through your own back with this decision. I will say.
Yeah, I am. Even I feel like that's wrong.
Well, Josh ain't happy.
I honestly can't fucking believe that.
Listen, I don't want to say there's a conspiracy theory here, but there's 2. If you're Daryl, I feel sorry for you. I feel you were robbed here, Daz.
Yeah, that is Daryl.
Daz was robbed.
I mean, to be fair, David Rush was robbed more.
I don't know who David Rush is. Son of Ian.
But there you are. Sarah Lloyd has won herself an Armchair Wrestling hoodie. And no, she's not allowed to get it in your size, Jack.
And here we get her reaction. If I can find the pissing thing. Yeah.
Down. Did I win something? I keep hearing you all over my
Did I win something? You need to put no and then shifty eyes like no.
Daz robbed. Paul thought I was gonna get it, Daz.
Alex, you're saying it can't be in my size, but she is like 6.5. She is 6.5 months pregnant, so similar.
Come watch Armchair Wrestling and watch us give away merch to our loved ones.
I honestly feel like you should give it to second place. I really do. It can't go to my fiance.
Are we basically saying that Sarah was the illegal 31st entrant?
No, yeah. In fact, I think she legitimately was the 31st person.
She was the 31st. So, yeah, in that case, Sarah did win.
What I'm saying is, right, we book a shoot promotion here, right? Sarah is The Rock at Royal Rumble 2000. Her feet hit the ground first. We're going to overturn the decision.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we'll give it to David Rush instead.
Yeah, because he was second, but like it just You know, I didn't think for a sec. That was so unlikely.
Daryl, feed the podcast. He'll just buy one.
You can't.
Yet. Yeah, when this one has been sent out, they will be available to buy. And I'll put a link on our Twitter, and I'll send you a link. Daz instead, because Daz doesn't have Twitter, but I'll send him a link to where he can buy a hoodie.
But yeah, we
just any hoodie.
It can't go to Sarah. That was legit, but it just looks too dodgy.
Hoodie-gate. Yeah.
See,
so
look what's happened. You've blown up the comments now.
I know it won't stop. The comments won't stop coming in. All 7 people that are here live.
I feel like I'm in that episode of Father Ted when they fixed the raffle. Only we didn't fix it.
Here's a bit of news. Josh is actually breaking news to us here. Stop commenting. Mia Yim has COVID.
Oh.
So does that affect Keith Lee's entry into the Rumble?
I imagine he might be coughing a little bit.
Well, I assume, yeah.
Sorry, that was tasteless.
Yeah, I've just gone on there. Yeah, it was about an hour ago. I was negative. I was negative last week. I got tested this afternoon, less than an hour ago, and it came back positive. Please respect my privacy. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Obviously, first of all, hopefully Mia Yim's all right. She is an athlete. It's very likely that she'll be fine. But on the Keith Lee thing, I am assuming that they live together.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that, it's WWE. But although, if she got tested today and tested positive, because today is when they're doing that big, they're getting set up for the big rehearsal and stuff, aren't they? They're doing 6 hours of rehearsals. If Keith Lee is already there and tests negative and then just doesn't go home,
sleeps in the ring,
just doesn't go home, then he might be all right if he just crashes somewhere else.
Does this affect Reckoning being in the Rumble? No. As we all know, Reckoning is a separate person.
Yeah, I was just going to say Reckoning can be in it. Mia Yim has COVID. Reckoning does not. Because
I like the idea of just looking good. That's not Reckoning. That's Ember Moon in a mask.
No, that's why Reckoning doesn't have it, because they always wear a mask.
That would be the biggest WWE swerve. Mia Yim's not going to be in it, and then Retribution take out Tamina backstage as she enters number 30 as Reckoning.
She enters at number 30, and as she's coming down to the ring, everyone runs away and jumps off of the top rope because they don't want to get it.
Does Slapjack to win the men's and women's Royal Rumble.
In many ways, I think people don't take this seriously.
You know what else they should take seriously? Our sweepstakes.
Is that your version of the word sweepstakes? Because that is not even nearly how you spell that.
God.
That's
double E, mate. You've got Google.
No.
You see, when Alex was 17, he got his first job, and it was sway up in the floor.
Oh god, right, yeah, Casey, this is your realm here.
We can't run a raffle properly. He can't spell sweepstakes. Jesus.
It's really lucky for him though, you see, because with the picks he's got so far, he's in with a shout of going for a clean swipe.
You happy? You happy now? Yeah, fuck off. Right, Casey, take it over.
So, not your traditional picks. So I will run you through the categories. There's 5 categories for each. So for both categories, we have the length of the Rumble match. There's no going over or anything like that. It is just whoever is the closest wins. So for the men's match, we have the length of the match. Name any unannounced participant. This year, I'm going with who eliminates Shinsuke Nakamura. Eliminations by members of the New Day, so that is Big E, Kofi, and Xavier, so the combined total of their eliminations. And who is entrant number 22? Yeah. And for the women's match, as I said, length of the match, this time we have the last unannounced participant into the match. It must be the last one. The number of eliminations by Bianca Belair. Who will enter at number 7? And what number will Mandy Rose enter at? So, yeah, I like to keep it nice and random.
Right. So what are we doing first?
So we'll kind of take it in turns to go first. So I will start with Alex. Let's go with length of the men's Rumble match.
I'm going. No crowd, but there's very little on the actual show as well. I'm going to say an hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah,
on to you, Jack.
They haven't said anything about dropping it to 90 seconds, although, have they? Because I thought they might with there being no crowd. I think that they will run through slightly quick this year with it being no crowd. So I'm going to say, like, I mean, in theory, you know, there's 28 to come out every 2 minutes. So in theory, it can't be less than 56. But I think it'll be quite quick, and I think they'll short a few of the entrances. So I'm going to say, like, 58-23.
Oh, I love it when you go exact like that. 8.
You have to go exact when it's the Rumble.
I am going to go...
In the middle. 1 hour.
No, I'm going to go longer. I'm going to go longer than Alex. I'm going to go not quite as precise as Jack, but I'm going to go 103.30. Which I don't really need to go with the 30, I suppose, now that I've gone longer than him, but there you go.
I always go really specific because there'll be one time when I get it dead on and it'll look awesome.
We are on to the unannounced. So we will start with Jack this time. Someone who is not on that list. Now, I will say, if others get named before the Rumble match starts, and that happens to be the person you pick, you will get a fresh pick.
Yeah. Like, obviously, this part of me wants to say something that you would think is, like, you know, there's a lot of people who are going to say, well, Rollins will be due back and he's not announced. But I think going for people like that isn't as fun. He said he wouldn't turn up at Legends Night because he was just standing around. He said he'll only come back if it's to do something. And he's one of Casey's boys, I believe. So I'm going to go for Carlito.
Oh, I like it. Miss seeing Carlito. I did want to see him at Legends Night. I will go next because I'm in charge, and fuck you, Alex. There's one obvious name, I think, to come up from NXT at this point.
Oh, yeah. God, that's nailed on.
Yeah, and I'm going to pick that guy, and I'm going to go with Damian Priest. Yeah, you said it wasn't fun for picking certain ones that you think are nailed on to come back.
No, an NXT call up is fine. I think picking a main roster return that is about you. It's the same way that I think, even though he probably would show up during a different match, I think picking Jimmy Uso would be pretty boring because 9 months ago he was out for 9 months.
Yeah. Jack, well over a year ago, Adam Forshaw was out for 4 weeks. We're now a year and a bit down the line here.
Yeah.
And again, I know that's niche for a wrestling podcast, but
so
it's not as niche as Mark Crossley was.
I was very proud of that.
So
yeah, Alex.
I was speaking to Jack before we went live, and I had an inkling that we were going to see a certain legend come back until he announced that he had to go for knee surgery, which was X-Pac, because he cured himself. He got cured of hepatitis, was allowed to wrestle again, and then has put himself down to go for an ACL surgery. So he's now out.
I was wondering if he'd had his arsehole fixed yet, but okay.
Probably not. So I don't want to go for a boring one like Jack said. I'm going to go with Rob Van Dam.
Ooh, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent now. We've had a couple of comments, by the way, of people. I wouldn't do the...
There was one that I was waiting for because it's for a different thing. Daz put Hardcore Holly as unannounced.
I've never been a big fan, but I'll bet you any money is still in great shape.
Yeah, always jacked.
If he lives to be 75, he will be ripped to the fucking gills.
Booker T has sung by Bad Bunny performing song Booker T on Sunday.
I read something about this and I don't really know what's going on.
I don't know what that sentence means.
No, I did see something about apparently that is a thing, but I have no idea about it.
All right, we are on to who eliminates Shinsuke Nakamura.
Let me just say straight away, I hope no one, because I backed him at like 33-1 ages ago.
I would be very surprised if you see a return on that one. If I'm being
to be honest, I could get a return already because he's 10-1 now, so I could probably cash out for a profit.
Oh, fair enough.
But I'm not gonna let it ride.
Looking down this list, I'm gonna go. You know what? Because they like to kill the spirits of hardcore wrestling fans. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to get eliminated by Baron Corbin.
That's fair enough.
Alex.
I actually had him down to be in my final four. So I have a list of 3 people that I could have eliminate him, and I'm going to say Randy Orton.
Trandy. I'm just dying for... And Randy Orton comes down to the ring at number 1, picks up a microphone. I may have a burnt face, but that doesn't mean I can't win the Rumble.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I wasn't expecting a heavy burnt face man reference. Yeah, fair play.
You know.
So Shinsuke Nakamura to get eliminated by burnt face man. That's what we're going with,
basically.
Is it?
Yeah.
In his he'll get some jean shorts, loose fit, maximum comfort. Eliminating Shinsuke. What I would say, I'm not going to go for it, but the pick in the comments does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, SCW Wrestling, Cesaro to eliminate Nakamura.
Because obviously, basically, Cesaro's still a heel and Nakamura has turned face, but they're still friends. So it would make sense for Cesaro to eliminate Nakamura. But I think that it's going to be fairly late in proceedings as well. So I'm just going to go for someone that I think will be in there. And someone who has lost to Nakamura recently. So I'm going to go for Daniel Bryan.
Oh, okay.
We had a couple other comments. Just Board picked Jey Uso.
Possible.
And Daz says Edge to eliminate Shinsuke.
Again, someone who will be there for long enough. That decent shout.
Yeah.
So we are now on to total number of eliminations by members of the New Day. So like I said, that is Kofi, Xavier, and Big E. Now, obviously, you do have to factor in whether the only one we know is in there for certain is Big E.
Okay.
We are back to Alex starting.
There's part of me that really just wants to go none.
Hey, there's plenty of people get 0 eliminations in each Rumble.
Do have this comment Jack, for the love of God, stop messing with your mic feet.
That's a fair point. It's because I'm trying not to drink alcohol too much. I'm trying to drink slowly.
Look what you've made him do, Daz.
Look what you've turned him into. God.
Look, there's worse things I could be doing with my hands on a webcam.
Saint Omegle.
No comment.
KC, that wasn't a webcam.
Yes. Total number of eliminations by the New Day, Alex.
I do think Xavier's in it. I don't think Kofi is in it. I'm going to say Big E is the only one that gets elimination, and I'm going to say 1.
1 elimination. You pessimistic bastard. That's not the New Day spirit. Jack.
Big E has to look fairly strong. So I think I think he'll be the only one that gets an elimination, even if Xavier's in it. They might share some, but that'll still only be 1 elimination. So I'm going to go with I think I'll go with 4.
Okay, yeah, not bad.
Moretti, the beer of champion. No, we're not sponsored. We're not sponsored by him.
Moretti, beer of being on offer at Tesco.
Listen, if Manscaped release a beer, we'll push it. But until then, we'll have to start putting gaffer tape over the drinks. So then you'll never know. I am going to be really optimistic, and I'm going to say that between them, they get 6.
Wow. Cool. SCW says Big E to eliminate 3 or 4, including Ali. Kofi replaced by Ali on Raw last week, so it's a rare occasion that Big E can defend any New Day storylines.
Good shout.
And just aboard, who eliminates Charlotte in the men's match?
To be honest, I do think Charlotte might win both.
Randy Orton.
Unify all the belts.
Yeah, Randy Orton, he loves an excuse to hit a woman. In kayfabe. In kayfabe. In kayfabe.
Calm down.
So we are on to who comes in, and this the most random of guesses here. Who comes in at number 22? Jack.
Well, I mean, obviously it's Sid. 22! 22. Who do I think will be in fairly late? Edge.
Note that one down. I am going to go for Dominic Mysterio on this one.
I forgot he was even in it. But I know the full storyline is, will Ray eliminate his own son?
Or vice versa. Alex, who's coming in number 22?
You know, a name that just popped into my head, and I don't know if he's injured or not because he hasn't been on TV. Is Murphy injured?
As far as I'm aware, he just hasn't been on TV.
I assume that he got married to Aaliyah and has been on his honeymoon.
Yeah.
For about a month and a half.
I'm going to say Buddy Murphy.
Who was Buddy Murphy?
That's just Murphy, mate. It's just Murphy.
He got his first name back, remember?
Did he?
Yeah, he got his first name back.
I just had a message off Sarah saying, "No, give me my hoodie. Do not take my hoodie from me. I'm pregnant."
Can I just say that also sounds like the sort of thing Sarah would say in her sleep?
Yeah.
Just about
Elias in 20. Oh, Christ.
Nah, Elias is like...
I've just realised the best way for WWE to troll their fans for the Royal Rumble. Final 2, Elias and Baron Corbin. Especially with no crowd, so no one's there to boo it.
If there was a crowd, because Roman Reigns isn't in the Rumble, I would have had a thought that whoever wins, if it was in front of a crowd, the other person in the ring at the end would be Baron Corbin, because that way whoever wins is guaranteed to get a massive pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because there's no crowd, I don't think they'll bother.
So we move on to the women's match. And it's me to go first this time, and it is the length of the match. That I know there's not a lot of advantage either way, but there's really no advantage to going first, picking the length of the Rumble. I'll pull a Jack on this one, and I'm gonna go 1:01:56. There you go. Deal with that, Alex.
Dad says Reigns needs to do a Lesnar and come in at number 1. No.
I would say that because of Reigns' character right now is that he doesn't do anything he doesn't have to do. So as champion, and I can't see him losing to Owens, I don't see why he'd bother being in it, unless it was at 30.
I think this goes just shorter than an hour. So I'm going to say 59:47.
So precise on this one. And Jack.
I don't even remember what I said, but I think it was 58:23. So 58:23.
Ah, nice. I love it. Simple. 58:23. There we go. It is back on Alex. Who will be the last unannounced female entry?
Oh. God. More than half the Rumble.
Yep.
Well,
see, whereas with the other one, all three of us could be right on that one.
Yeah,
well,
there is a very decent chance that the last unannounced one is the number 30, and that isn't Tamina or Natalya.
I'm going to say it's either that or number 29.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the last unannounced women's participant will be Toni Storm.
Yeah.
So when you say women and then the first name that comes out afterwards is Tony, it's a very odd one. But yeah, nice. Toni Storm, log Jack.
If you want to get Josh DeBoard's recent comment up, I am going for Lana.
Lana!
Because before they announced this match for number 30, that's who I thought would be number 30 this year.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to say she'll be number 29.
If she's number 29, eliminates Nia Jax, and then gets put through a table.
No, it's fine. I've come up with the spot. Is that Lana, runs off the ropes, big shoulder tackle or something like that. And then Nia, using all her athleticism, leaps from the apron through the announce table.
I don't think I'm going to make it to Disneyland.
I don't think that's the problem. I don't think she's reaching anywhere near the table. I think if she fell backwards with her arms in the air, I think she's missing the table.
Last year, it was Santina Marella. Friend of the podcast, Santino Marella.
Yeah, I wasn't particularly happy with that one. Who could it be? Most of the NXT women's roster, I imagine. So, you know what? I mentioned her earlier. I'm going to go with Tori Wilson.
Cool.
Fair enough. Yeah. Make her the last one. Get her out quick. All good.
Jack, it is back on you. The number of eliminations by Bianca Belair.
Right, obviously last year she got shitloads, didn't she? And ended up... She broke the record, didn't she, last year?
Yeah.
Whereas this year I've got a different person in mind for getting either breaking or getting close to that record.
Is it Charlotte?
No. Although, yes. Although, of course, yes. No, so this year, because I think even though I haven't gone for her, because I think there's a decent chance she's winning it, I don't think it'll be as many. So I'll go for 4.
4. I love Bianca Belair and I want it to be 29. That would be the best. I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go just slightly up here.
You bastard!
I know, right? You've got to go 6 or 3 now.
KC, do you mind not stumbling over words? Because I'm sure that you ended up with "I'm gonna go slightly up here" there.
I'm okay with it.
I am actually just gonna go 1 up with 6. Mainly because I originally did want 4 because the person who I think is going to get the most eliminations is one of the people that I think will be a surprise entrant. We don't have another category for surprise entrant, do we?
No, you can throw that out now if you want.
All right, okay. I think they're going to let Mercedes Martinez have a really good run in the Rumble to set her and Io up.
I have a different person who I think is going to be come in at like 18 and eliminate a load of people. Raquel Gonzalez. I think will come in and kill I think that she'll be the one that gets shitloads of eliminations this year.
You pick Tegan Knox.
We are on to who is in at number 7, and I am up first, and I'm going to go with. I'm going to pick also. Knox. No, but I am going to go with a surprise entrant as well, and I'm going to go with Dakota Kai.
I was about to say, when you're talking about the women's Rumble and you go surprise entrant, but you realise that more of the entrants are going to be surprises than announcements, it kind of takes away.
Alex, your pick.
I'm going to go with a surprise entrant. One that I don't know how many people would be excited to see her return or just come back for this Rumble. I'm going to go Ivory.
Yeah, all right. And Jack.
Number 7.
Eva
Marie. Eva Marie.
Whatever hair color she is now, everything.
Don't matter what hair color she's got because she looks like Eva Marie.
Nearly NXT Women's Champion Eva Marie.
That was great. That was ace. Right? It was the one thing they got perfect.
Storyline.
They got that absolutely perfect.
Just watching hardcore wrestling fans like, no, you cannot do this to us. Not here in NXT where all is pure and good. Finally, what number will Mandy Rose enter at? Alex, it is back on you. No, it's a tough one.
Mandy Rose? She's on Raw, isn't she? Sonya Deville's SmackDown GM. I'll say she comes in 14.
Well, it's a good pick. It's it's as likely as any other. But it's still a good pick.
You got a 1 in 30 shot.
Hey.
Well, that's
29.
29.
29.
Yeah, 29.
Oh, yeah. Well, nah.
Jack.
They will love to shoot her entrance with that 8K camera they've got. Number 1.
I kind of want to use your logic and go 2 now. You could just have an empty ring, essentially an empty ring, and do that anyway.
Yeah.
I am going to go. I'm going to go in the later stages, and I'm going to say she comes in at 18.
Cool.
Fair play.
So, just to recap our picks then. So, I won't do the lengths because no one really gives a shit about the length of the matches. Unannounced participants for the men's match. I went with Damian Priest, Jack went with Carlito, and Alex went with Rob Van Dam. Who will eliminate Shinsuke Nakamura? I went with Baron Corbin, Jack went with Daniel Bryan, and Alex went with Randy Orton. For a number of eliminations by members of the New Day, Alex went with 1, Jack went with 4, and I went with 6. And who will enter at number 22? Alex went with Buddy Murphy, Jack went with Edge, and I went with Dominic Mysterio. For the women's match, for the last unannounced participant, I went with Tori Wilson, Jack went with Lana, and Alex with Toni Storm. Number of eliminations by Bianca Belair. We all basically one up to each other. So Jack went with 4, I went with 5, and Alex went with 6. To enter at number 7, I went with Dakota Kai, Jack went with Eva Marie, and Alex with Ivory. And what number will Mandy Rose enter at? Alex went with 14, Jack went with 1, and I went with 18.
Just to say, I reckon if she is in it, I would have picked Eva Marie as one of the first 2 because of the entrance again. But I don't think they trust her to be in the ring with just one other person for the first 2 minutes.
This is a name, actually, that I didn't even think about for the Women's Rumble.
Yeah, very decent chance of Taya Valkyrie, I reckon.
But she murdered someone.
Yeah, but she won't be.
No, didn't she attempt to murder someone?
Yeah, she only shot him.
It's fine in America.
Does say Karma to come in at 7.
Would be awesome, but I believe she's still under contract to AEW.
And Josh asking the question, do you think the losers of the world title matches will be in the Rumble? Goldberg could win the Rumble.
Nice.
God, I hope not, but there is a chance.
Don't you put that evil in me.
I was going to say, certainly, obviously, Charlotte's going to be in whether she retains her title, tag title anyway, or not. What's the other title match? I could see. It's the last man standing match. You can't have Kevin Owens going.
Say that 5 or 6 years ago at the Rumble, Owens had a last man standing match with Dean Ambrose for either the US or IC title at the Royal Rumble that was brutal, and then Owens heroically dragged himself to the ring for the Rumble as a heel.
But that was also the opening match. And I assume that
do you think they'll bookend the Rumbles?
Yeah. Because was it last year that they did it with Corbin and Reigns? They had Corbin and Reigns do the Falls Count Anywhere match, and both of them was in the Rumble.
Was he?
Yeah, Reigns, because Edge jumped his spear and then hit him with the spear.
Yeah, what I would say is they do it all the time. This, having the losers of title matches in the Rumble, and I hate it because in order to have been in it, that means that they had to draw a number, which means in kayfabe they expected to lose.
Yeah, I assume kind of at the end of this that Kevin Owens will, just like what Taya Valkyrie got done for, I assume it will be attempted murder and not quite murder. So I'd love to see Kevin Owens come out and then win it and then have another match with him that he will then lose as well. But Reigns and also and Uso should probably just kill Kevin Owens.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't do that more often. Have them pick their number. It's just a little segment you can have.
And the other thing is, when you've got 3 hours of Raw to kill, it's a good way to kill 2 minutes.
Yeah, I also don't.
And you know what? You don't even have to write a script for that. Look, I have drawn number 4. I am so disappointed. Thanks, Matt Riddle.
It'd be like Otis to pick his number, then turn up to the Rumble on the day, and you have to hand your number so that you can go out, and he's like, "I've lost my number," but the countdown clock goes anyway.
I like you say, I always like that. And to be honest, and again, I don't want to get this into a criticism of Raw, but I do manage to squeeze those into pretty much any discussion we have. Do you not think that instead of just trying to drive people to watch backstage, you should be having matches on Raw and SmackDown to determine certain numbers? Like, say, SmackDown gets the number 30 for the Women's Rumble, Raw gets the number 30 for the Men's Rumble, and you have matches for that.
Yeah, that requires forward planning, though. And
Yeah, instead SmackDown Women's got the number 30.
Because I watched the other day. It was the SmackDown Royal Rumble where I can't remember who it was on Raw had won the night before. So SmackDown had a 15-man Royal Rumble with all the competitors from that, which I thought that's a great, like now especially, be a great way to fill some TV time.
It was Benoit that won, and it was Guerrero that won the 15-man Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because he went on to face. That's how he got his match to face Brock at No Way Out, isn't it? Yeah. Great way to kill half an hour of your television show, especially if it's 3 hours long.
Yeah, but as we've seen from the way they're booking it, they're not trying to kill half an hour of their show. They're trying to kill their show.
Speaking of killing things, what role do you think The Fiend could play at the Rumble? Could we see all 3 versions in the Rumble? I
hope they don't do that. The 3 versions thing. It's been done. It was done once and it was good. Don't do it again. I mean, I'm not saying they won't, but I wouldn't. I think that The Fiend will return in this, but there'll be some spooky bollocks that I won't like.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be in the match, but I think he will be the cause of getting eliminated.
They'll have a projector onto the ring, and it'll fill with worms, and they'll do it like 4 times, and it'll look shit by the end of it.
Yeah. Do we reckon he takes out Orton in some way?
Yes.
Or takes out a load of people. I could see him doing some weird thing with him. As much as I don't think Bliss is winning the Women's Rumble, I could see him doing something like that.
If he just comes in and starts Sister Abigail-ing everyone in sight.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair...
Down goes Mandy Rose. Down goes Tori Wilson.
There's part of me that thinks Bray Wyatt's part of the Elimination Chamber on Raw. And he goes in as Bray Wyatt. He's the last one to leave the pod, and as it counts down to his number, it blacks out, comes back, and he's in the pod as the Fiend.
I was about to say when you first said Bray Wyatt or the Fiend being in there that you couldn't have him locked in a pod for any period of time, just standing there with that mask on because he'd look ridiculous.
I also think that in kayfabe he's strong enough to just bust the thing down anyway.
But yeah, if you. Like you say, if you at least did that and have the lights go out and he transforms, like I could live with that.
Yeah.
My brother.
Fuck off, Benny. You chose something else. Get off.
By the way, for what it's worth, it really wasn't worth his time. It was 0-0.
Jimmy Uso to enter.
I think Jimmy Uso will be on the show. But I don't think he'll be in the Rumble. I think he'll get involved in the last man standing match.
Fair enough. You have him start the match, kick everybody's ass, but then they need to keep him away from the title.
That's very true.
I'm guessing that's Fiend, I'm guessing.
Yeah. You can't have the Fiend anywhere near the title anywhere again.
Yeah. Manu match was certainly not worth your time. And neither was this podcast.
I was just going to say, he didn't mean the match, he meant us.
That's spin the wheel, make a deal bollocks that the winner didn't actually win.
Should we do it again?
you know the year that Batista and Cena eliminated each other at the same time and Vince came in and killed both his legs?
Yeah.
You know when they said, we are restarting the match? I genuinely thought they were full on restarting the match, like from number 1, and like Jamie Noble's coming back. I was like, yes, I've got another chance. So I was so disappointed. Like,
see, you went to Jamie Noble. My name went to Rene Dupree.
Like, you're not restarting the match then, because if you restart the match, you've got to start from the beginning.
Yeah, because when they did it in the 90s. They didn't restart the match. They did a new match with the Final 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though that wasn't the Final 4, it was 4 of the Final 5. Because I believe one of the Final 4 was fake Diesel, and they just didn't. But they went, no, we're not having him in.
No, we can't do this. Just bored. On RSH this week, we're doing a giveaway. Tune in to see if Chuck's wife wins an RSH. Yeah.
So beef's developing.
The winner of the hoodie it's off to David Rush.
Yes, definitely.
Although it said Sarah, and if Sarah wants one, she can fucking pay for one.
Even though they're not available to buy yet.
Yet.
Yeah. It was when we got to like 6 left, I was really thinking, oh God, no.
That's the same way I felt about Batista in the Final Four.
Yeah.
But I think that'll do us for this week. Well, this episode of Armchair Wrestling. I'm going to say this week. We're not scheduled to go on any specific day. We go on when
and
we
I'm
want.
assuming we'll probably come back relatively soon after the Rumble.
Because
you sort of need to.
I was going to say, we're like a shit overweight version of DX. We'll go where we want, when we want, do whatever we want. I'm going
to say in a tank, but it's not a tank. It's more like a Vauxhall Corsa.
Yeah.
I was going to say Vauxhall Corsa or Toyota Auris.
Yeah.
One of those two. I know either way.
I'm going to play a quick social media ad and then we'll fuck off.
Get the Lambo car, house in the hills with the stars. Told you I'd raise the bar, told you that I'd go far. Baby, it's crystal clear. I'm not a souvenir. I'm not an accessory. I'm a necessity, so come and check me out now. I'm a necessity, so come and check me out now.
That song is not as good as War.
Yeah, but that I have to tell you, that is what we're ready for.
In the War song, does it say he's going to explode like vomit, by the way?
No.
I don't know. Do you want me to play?
No, it doesn't, but it does sound a bit like that.
Explosive like a bomb hit is what it says.
Man, it's definitely vomit.
Right. That'll do us for this episode of Armchair Wrestling. David Rush, the winner of the hoodie, I'll get in touch with you on Twitter. And we will be back just after the Rumble to discuss either how well it went or how shit it was. Or a bit of both.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things. If it's terrible, it'll probably make for a better podcast, but I'd rather have a less good podcast and a good Rumble.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the bar's not high already, so.
Yeah, very true.
And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it because whoever wins the sweepstake gets David Rush's hoodie.
As always, if you use code BUZZ2020 over at manscaped.com, you get yourself 20% off and free delivery. You can follow us over on Twitter, Armchair Wrestle 1, or on Instagram, and now TikTok at Armchair Wrestling.
Christ.
What's a TikTok?
It's a clock.
I am
carrying cross.
I am 31 years old. I have no idea what a TikTok is.
Yeah, you've got nothing to do with it.
Which rock promo was it where he went, he's got TikTok? Was that the Hogan?
TikTok is when he's counting down to him beating Angle for the belt at No Way Out.
Yeah. TikTok.
Or as Benny just said, ask MVP.
If you want to hear more of Jack and Casey, you can go to the Mighty Whites pod on Twitter. They do a Legion United-based podcast. And check out all the fantastic stuff that goes up on whatthebuzz.com or all the live shows that are on WTB.com on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Well, that'll do us. I've been joined by Jack.
Nice one, mate. I enjoyed it, and definitely go back, everyone, and listen to the Peter Williams interview that they did a couple of days ago.
Yes, friend of the podcast, Peter Williams.
And he said he was going to bring me John Silver, and damn it, he better deliver.
Yeah, he may or may not have been putting us in contact with a few other people, but you'll have to stick around and see. And you can check that out on there at Armchair Wrestle 1. Been joined by Casey as well.
Cheers for, I was going to say having me again, but I am a member of this podcast, so
Yeah, you're not a guest on this one, mate.
Yeah. Bye.
And I've been your host, Alex. And I'll see you next time. In a bit, guys.